Over the last 1 week, the two rival camps in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo crisis, the M23 rebel delegation and the DRC government delegation, have been haggling in close consultative meetings mediated by Uganda's Defense Minister Dr. Crispus Kionga over rules of engagement to ending the raging civil war in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo that has claimed over 500,000 lives of innocent Congolese. Speaking at a press conference at the Commonwealth Resort Hotel shortly after the plenary, the chief mediator to the M23 rebels and DRC government delegations, Dr. Crispus Kionga, told pressmen that the two rival groups made a first unanimous breakthrough to agreeing on several contentious issues.
So the positive thing is that we had so many issues under rules of procedure. We've agreed on all of them except one point. We are going to sleep over it so that we decide it very well tomorrow. It's not our business to tell you which ones we agreed on, which ones we didn't agree. That's why we have locked you out. These are closed talks.
Whereas the chief mediator was hesitant to divulge one issue the DRC government disagreed on among the several issues raised by the M23 rebels, it considered two. A source from the M23 rebel delegation told us on principle of confidentiality that the DRC government delegation objected to the demand of having North Kivu be administered by the M23 fighters. However, chief negotiator Dr. Crispus Kionga remained non-committal on the matter, as the demand was subjected to further consultations.
M3 is asking for administration of North Kivu. I'm hearing that for the first time here also, like the day of 18th. I am not aware of that, and so that must have been a rumor flying around. I have not heard it. We are operating within the constitution of the DRC. Whatever M23 is asking is within the constitution. Whatever the government is going to compromise on is within the constitution.
Meanwhile, reports of advancement of DRC government troops to recapture Goma town that fell in the hands of the rebels last month also featured at the press conference, in spite of the ceasefire pronounced by the International Conference on the Great Lakes Region Head of State Summit last month on the Goma question.
That these deployments are going to endanger the talks, that's a rumor. The government of the DRC is committed to these talks. They are dialogue. They cannot do anything which would destabilize the talks.
However, both the M23 rebel head of delegation, Francoise Ruchogoza, and the DRC government head of delegation, Raymond Tishibanda, were all restrained by the Uganda government not to make any comments before the media about the contentious matters yet to be resolved. What was left unclear was whether the M23 rebels were willing to withdraw to their original bases of Bunagana and Mulenge Hills, as well as accepting the reintegration of their fighters who were former government soldiers into the National Army.
What did M23 request for? That's why we have a closed session. What M23 requests for, what the government is ready to give, we keep to ourselves until we have resolved, and we'll come back to tell you at the right time.
In a bid to find concrete acceptance of both sides before the signing of the M23 DRC government peace accord 2012, the two delegations accepted to extend the negotiations to December 31st, 2012 for wider consultations on the remaining silent issues. Well, after a 7-hour close negotiation between the M23 rebels and the DRC government delegations, we have been told that nearly all points have been covered with the exception of one point that has been kept dark to the media. Timothy Spasi, EBS Television, here at the Commonwealth Resort Hotel in the capital, Kampala.